hold me, no, me crown. Don't drink any. Unfortunately, I see Stevie T's out injured, I think, since I've been in Witchy. It's the second grand final side he's missed out on through injury. Must be a bit disappointing for Steve.
Yeah. Steve, last time had a broken leg, or a broken ankle. This year, he's been in trouble probably right from the outset. And he was probably the obvious one last night that looked like he was very iffy, and the selectors left him out.
Just looking to it, possibly the half-back line. I know it's a fairly experienced line full of good skills, but perhaps we could comment on that Wharfie, top player, could be found possibly wanting for pace on the flank. Fosso, the bit of a cloud over him with a hamstring, and Danny Verbeek on crutches after the second semi. All fully fit and possibly no worries there?
Well, selectors keep things to themselves, but I'm quite sure that Danny is fit. Wharfie, perhaps a little bit suspect for pace, but I think he'll handle it pretty well. And Fosso got a big job tomorrow on Wardle. And Wardle himself is slow. Fosso's injury, well, whether he's like Cass, you forget about that anyway.
And while you mentioned Cass, possibly two noticeable inclusions recently in this Senior 18 have been Cass and John Boak tomorrow. Obviously had plenty of experience, and the selectors felt quite confident that the boys are fully fit and raring to go.
Oh, there's not too much doubt about Johnny Boak. I'd say he's fit. Cass, last night at training. Yes, well, injured players on the list, I'd say he was the fittest.
Okay, and just one final comment before we mingle around the bar here. A few students at school today. By the way, I'm a chalky. The Whisperer of Teachers does earn a living. Mentioned to Kieran Lowry, they called him Junkie, and said perhaps how many pies would he kick tomorrow, and he could be perhaps a bit of a key link in the outcome of the game.
Hopefully Kieran doesn't have to kick 10 goals tomorrow. To shoot a goal that will kick the ball straight over the top of his head and take the pressure right off him, because I've got no doubt that perhaps Birch will have a little bit of a go at him, and the scoreboard is what counts.
Well, thanks, Tig. Actually, we're on. Okay, thanks, Ian. Well, I'd like to speak now to Alan McNaughton, commonly known as Nugget, a real walk. Catch you tomorrow night about 11:30. Would you be prepared to talk to us then if we win?
Why not? Yeah, 11:30 tomorrow night. My name's Gordon, not Bob.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you later. I'm thinking about Bob Batheris. I might go and track him down shortly.
Well, he'll be hard to find this hour of the night, but you could find him tomorrow. We'll all be down there.
Righto, thanks. We'll see you later, Gord. Thank you. Right, we're now calling Mr. Jim Forrest, a ex-player for the Witchy Narraport team. And Jim, you would have no doubt had a look at the selection for tomorrow. Any comments you'd like to add?
No, I haven't seen the team yet, but just give us a look at it there and I'll have a quick look through it.
Well, while Jim's having a quick look through it, we might remind our viewers that Jim did play for Witchy Narraport a few years back, and quite a few actually, and went away to St Pat's. And since coming back, he's been more on the turf side of things, backing a few winners and giving people a few hot tips. He's had a quick look down the team there. Jim, start the back line, Tommy Turner, Reg Anderson, Boak. Any complaints there? Or
I don't think so. I think Greg's right back in his right place at full back. He started there when he started off his football career, and I think he'd make a great a great fella at full back. Tommy Turner, nothing to be said about him in the back line. John Boak seems to have come back from injury. All right, and he should do well also.
What about that half-back line?
Greg Shea, a great asset. Yeah, Jeff Fossett and Dee Verbeek, a very...
Danny old St Pat's man.
The old St Pat's boy, Danny Verbeek. Only a young lad up and coming, but got a power of ability. So is Jeff Fossett and Greg Shea, and they should form a credible trio. Also, Neil Gervasoni, Trevor Truan and Darren Scarce, that needs nothing to be asked about. The old three combination there. P. White, P. Gordon and C. Taylor. That's a very good lineup. Also A. Bish, the great Kieran Lowry, who should kick another bag of goals this weekend, I reckon. I can't see anyone stopping him, even the great John Bond. I can't see stopping Kieran at this stage. Mark McLennan, a good little go in the forward pocket and roving. John White and Warren Coles. Eddie McNichol, a great little rover. And I'd say that Widgebref Narraport should win between 8 and 10 goals. No worries.
After the second semi, Jim, fair enough, they won fairly comfortably, but there were a few injuries. I noticed Jeff Fossett, hamstring, Danny Verbeek on crutches, Warren Coles.
Well, I was watching them training last night, and they all trained very, very hard and fast. They all seem to be fit to me. I watched them for about a quarter of an hour. Larry put them through their paces brilliantly, and they all come through with flying colours.
If you possibly, one thing that could go against tomorrow is the form of Wardle. He got a good ride up in the paper. Apparently he can drink a fair bit of piss, read in today's Sun, but should he start holding a few marks, who have we possibly got who could match him around the ground?
Well, I don't know. Jeff Fossett, he excuse me, he kept the great Ronnie Best down to a couple of goals there in a grand final a few years ago. And I would say that if Anderson looks like getting beat, we could put Jeff Fossett back there, or even the great Kieran Lowry, and put Anderson up at full forward.
Well, thanks for those words of wisdom, Jim. I tell you what, we might get back to you tomorrow night when we bring the cup back.
Thank you very much. I tell you what, there's no ifs and buts. We will win the grand final.
Right, well, that was James Forrest. We'll now move along around further to the north end of the bar and see who